Hello everybody, welcome to Elite Wine TV. I'm your host Mark Fusco, here for another episode. We've got another wine here donated by WD3 from Frank Batchelor. This is the Conde de Velázquez 2008 Cabernet Sauvignon from the Aconcagua, hey, I got better at that, Valley in Chile. And we're going to do the rest of this week. We're going to run through these wines that he gave me. And this was not one of the ones we did at the wine tasting, a couple weeks ago at Scenic Loop Cafe. So I'm excited to try this one. We're also having steak tonight for dinner, so I decided to do this as today's episode. This is tomorrow's. Doing a couple today. I got a Twitter thing going on tomorrow at lunch, so it makes it easier if I record both of these today and I can just upload in the morning for tomorrow. But so let's check it out. Like I said before, the Aconcagua Valley produces, a bunch of different varietals. The big thing about Chile in general is that they didn't suffer from phylloxera, so that was a good thing because they have all the original rootstock. So let's check it out. Okay, so on the nose, I'm getting some cherry, and the tasting note said cherry and smoke aromas. I don't really get smoke as much as I'm getting kind of the tire shop, maybe a little rubber, not in a bad way, but getting a little bit of that. I don't really get a smoke aroma out of it, but I can see the cherries, maybe a little extracted, maybe a little candified. And it seems like now I'm getting some hints of cocoa or chocolate, so not bad. Let's see how it tastes. I'm getting the cherries. I'm getting that cherry flavor. Now I get the smokiness that they talked about. So I wouldn't call it strictly smoky. I would call it more of like a barbecue type feeling or flavor. Almost a barbecue sauce thing, but not quite, because I can't imagine there being like a cherry barbecue sauce. But getting that hickory or mesquite type of feeling like you're at the barbecue. And I even get a little bit of pepper out of it, like almost jalapeno, which reminds me, and this is probably why I was thinking about this. Last night I went to Roaring Fork for a tweet up for Flicks and Food, and it was Non Palmero's, not Palermo, as half the time I say his name wrong, but Non Palmero's birthday was yesterday, along with Choco Loco, so give him some little love here. Anyway, and somebody I met who's doing a site called 210 TV here in San Antonio, she talked about, no, I think it was Geek at Bits. Who was it? Anyway, had talked to me about a jalapeno wine. Like wine made from jalapenos, I'm assuming. Jalapenos are fruits, kind of. Yeah, I mean, they're not vegetables. So they're supposed to figure out how to get me a bottle of that or how to find it. So that was really interesting. So like I said, I'm getting a little bit of almost like a jalapeno flavor. It doesn't have a really long finish, but it's good enough. It's real easy drinking. You don't get hit with tons of tannins. So I mean, it'll pair well with the steak because it'll be grilled, and you'll have that flavor. But it's not going to be like super tannins to try to like handle the fat of the steak. So it's real easy drinking. I don't have a price for it. I'm going to imagine it's going to be in the same $6 to $9 range by bottle if you bought it retail, and because this is pretty more probably of a restaurant wine, and it's pretty good. Solid. It's nothing. I wouldn't say it's like over the top great. So we're starting in the 90-point range. So not to disparage it, but I think it's a solid 86. I think that's what I gave the last one. And getting texts about fantasy football. Anyway, so solid 86. I totally would recommend it, especially in the $6 to $9 range per bottle, or if you find it at the restaurant, reasonably priced. You know, about the same price range for a glass. It's probably going to be like a $15 or more, maybe $20 bottle of wine at a restaurant. But you know, at a restaurant, you're going to spend more than you're going to buy. It's going to cost you more at a restaurant to buy a bottle than it is in retail anyway. So I mean, you have a nice little steak dinner coming or something like that. I totally recommend it. And yeah, so what else? You know, as always, friend me up on the social links over here. Send me emails. Oh, I had a guy, one of my newest followers on 1337 Wine. He sent me a little reply this morning. He's from the Netherlands, and I'm looking up his tweet right now so I can tell you exactly what he said. But he seems to be new to Twitter because he doesn't have very many tweets. But anyway, his name is MVDV1981, and those are his initials from what I can tell. And I'm assuming he might be born in 1981, or 81 is a significant year for him. He's got this pimp car for a logo. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's got a nice little pink car there. Not a little, it's a big car. Looks like a pink Cadillac. It's pretty pimp. Anyway, so he sent me this tweet. He goes, "What's with the name? Elite wines? Aren't those wines lame?" I'm assuming he's talking about wines that are this inexpensive. I'm trying not to use the word cheap. Now, there are some cheap wines, but we'll say inexpensive wines, so good value wines. And my reply to him was, I was like, you know, if I can find a spectacular wine, say a 90-pointer or better, that's $10 or less, I think that's pretty elite, don't you? I mean, you don't have to be a $100 bottle of wine to be elite. And I wasn't trying to be a jerk or anything on it. I was, you know, but, you know, it kind of got me thinking that, you know, I have people that might have this question of, like, they see the name elite wine, they're thinking I'm reviewing $60 wines, $80 wines, $100 wines, first growth from Bordeaux. It's like, no, you know what? Elite wine, it's meant to be an all-encompassing idea. And if you read about, you'll see that there's a thing about, you know, there's an eventual goal to have a label. So, and the goal of that label is to produce 20 to, you know, wines in the $20 to $30 range that drink for twice the price. So anyway, that's years down the road if that ever happens. Really glad you guys joined in. Make sure you friend me up. Make sure you let your friends know. Getting a good amount of views, and I really appreciate it. We'll see you again next time.